Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me, as always, it's Ben. Although, in his mind, that's not what he calls himself.
Oh, if only you knew what I called myself in my mind. There's a lot of titles there.
Is it Dr. Atheus?
No. Though, like, Dr. Atheus is, like, too new and still a bit too much of a joke, but, like if... Because it's about, like, what your nickname is, like, based on your username, right? Like...
Sure.
Because when I'm Dr. Atheus anywhere, people, like, they just end up saying Doc or whatever. And I wouldn't respond to that. If someone says, hey, Doc, I'm not fucking, like, that's probably not me. If anyone uses a version of Drathius, Dratheus, Drath, I've had a few people start using Drat. It doesn't, like, it's all, I'm there. That's me.
As long as it's not Darth.
As long as it's not Darth. I mean, if you say Darthius, I will respond, but it will be with an immediate stabbing. I will 180 into your chest with a knife.
Yeah. Just like a Sith Lord.
I will let the hate consume me. So technically, our topic today is not our first brush.
That's true.
We've gone back to Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
And this time, I have a lot more context under my fucking belt.
Hell yeah.
So we did this. This was part of your, like, cartoon sampler, right?
Yeah.
How many? I was trying to remember how many episodes we do. I knew it was at least 2. I couldn't remember if it was
just
more.
I think it was just these two.
Okay. That's what I was kind of thinking. But dude, it hits so much harder. So much. Like, it's unreal. Like, I remember watching, because I even came off of it at that time, and I was like, this is pretty good. Like, I could maybe do more of this. It's good shit. But, like, watching it now, I'm like, oh, yeah. This is it. Like,
yeah, it's such a fucking strong, sad end for Batman.
Yeah,
it
dude.
Starts out with. It's such a good story idea.
Yeah.
For like the last, for Batman to, what would make Batman quit? Like, this is it. This is the story.
Yeah, dude. And just like, I mean, moving past the 2 episodes that we watched, like getting to, we did the first season for this, which is the first 13 episodes.
Yes.
Like getting to see Barbara Gordon, commissioner, like all that shit is great. Like that wouldn't have hit it all for me because I didn't even like know, you know?
Yeah.
Like she just would, I would have been like, oh, that's like, she was Batgirl or whatever. But like, I wouldn't have known. It would have been name only sort of deal.
Had that, you're emotionally invested now.
Yeah, dude. Like, from the 13 there's still time for it to, you know, waver a little. But from the 13 we watched, I would say that I would put this below the original Batman animated series, like that first season chunk. What is it commonly called? Is it just season? If I say season, will the fan base at large understand that? No. How do I refer to that? Pre-redesign?
The problem is there are 2 parts to the pre-redesign, because there's just the Batman the Animated Series and there's the Adventures of Batman and Robin, which was the last like set of those episodes were like slightly rebranded too.
Yeah. But like maybe just pre-redesign. Is that like that's catch-all? Okay. Yeah, that the pre-redesign era is like still the fucking impossible standard. But I think I like this more than the post-redesign stuff. Just because it's so far removed, right? Like the post redesign was in that kind of territory of like, this is the same thing, but it feels weird because it's kind of not. or like visually and stuff. But this is just so far removed that it's, I can appreciate it.
Yeah. I also think
Maybe-
the like powers like through line gives these episodes like a little more connectivity than those later, in a way where those later Batman seasons feel sort of slapdash, where there's some episodes where you're just like, why were we doing this? Where it's like, at its best, it's still great, but it's a little more all over the place, I guess. This feels pretty focused with good stories. These 13 episodes.
Oh, totally.
It's pretty tight.
And I don't know. It's a good, like you said, the way that Batman goes out is like sad, but also like that's what the end would be. Like that's a good ending, But then like you get this new Batman, and the fact that it's like a new world. Like we're in the future and shit, so like it's the same like crazy people and people who are just like fucking Mad Hatter, right? Was like fucking women and just became a supervillain. Like it's still just people on their fucking bullshit, but because the technology is like crazy different now, instead of like a dude with a gun, it's like, oh, I'm literally a mutant. Like it's powers and crazy shit and all of that.
Yeah.
And it fits. Like it's very the evolution of the world is very good.
Yeah.
And it's cool seeing like we got to see Bane. Like, yeah, this is what fucking happens when you're just constantly juicing venom. No good.
Yeah, it's interesting how what they choose to bring back and reference.
Yeah.
And like how far because they're like kind of caught where like they want to bring stuff back, but they don't want to do too much. There's a decent mix there.
Yeah.
Mostly just these stories are good. Like they're still like this writing is just fucking top notch still, and Terry is a great protagonist.
Terry is very good.
Like and a lot of it is the voice performance is fucking so good.
Yeah, man.
Will Friedle is fucking kills it. He's so good.
Also, music very good. Speaking of audio stuff, very different, but like it's super fitting. Really hits.
I think it's like the same composers from the animated series.
Okay. Yeah, I actually
was saying like he didn't know if he was going to be able to use them, and then they submitted stuff that was like perfect for what he wanted. And it's so different from what they'd done. He's like, oh, that's great. Easy.
Hell yeah. yeah. You said that all these stories are great. That is a lie. 12 out of 13 were great.
Sure. Which one didn't you like?
Surely you must know.
Is it this like second Ink episode? With that creeper?
No. That one actually won me over for reasons we can get to.
Sure.
No, it's the fucking classic high school bullshit.
Oh,
I was just so I'll be real.
That's the Bane episode, isn't it?
No. The Bane episode is when they're using the slappers. This is the one with like the nerd kid who's sick of being like he's basically a school shooter.
Right, I forgot about that one because some of the early ones I watched a while ago.
Oh yeah, sure.
I forgot about that episode. You're right. That episode, that's like the weakest episode of the
easily the
show.
I'll be real. I like skim some of that shit. Like I stopped at the good bits. Like I'd go until I hit something that was like this looks good, but like holy shit, I just don't need that. It's so anti.
Really? What?
Oh God! And then his dad being like, "Don't be a bitch." Like, come on, fucking hell. It's my weakness. I think when like they clearly set that kid up to come back as a villain, in the prison or whatever. Like he fucking, he's on his shit. I think I'll like him more. I don't mind him, right? Like it's just part of he's just another asshole who's like something petty is happening in the scheme of things, and he's like, I'm gonna kill people. But no, whenever he shows up again, I'll be fine with it, I think.
I had to look up if he shows up again because I honestly don't remember.
Does he? He has to.
He does.
Yeah,
he shows up one more time.
Yeah, the way they set that up, I was like, there's no way they're leaving this.
But so, like, I will say my relationship with the show is I remember these first 13 episodes way better than the later episodes. I rewatched them more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big part of it is because of the like through line of this Powers plot line. I just think makes the season strong in a way that like then the next season is like twice as many episodes, and it's much more into like just episode of the week stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. There's something about like the building.
Oh, coming back and forth to that is like so good.
Yeah. Our like shitty Lex Luthor.
I mean, that's also like that's why like every cop show has like their overarching, usually terrible plot, so it's not just like shit once a week.
Yeah,
but this plot is good.
Yeah, he's a nuclear man who gets really fucking mad.
Going back to the second Ink episode with the creeper, that episode won me over immediately because that dude was being fucking creepy, and I was like, wow, this like future that they've laid out has everything but security cameras in high security prisons. And then immediately there was a camera, and he's like, "You were filming me?" And I'm like, "What world do you people fucking live in?" Like, Gotham is presented as a shithole, but at the same time, like, apparently people have rights to privacy. The audacity. High security prison. I was on camera? So after that, I was like, this episode is like top tier.
That's fair. Well, also, we do get fucking Bruce Wayne in the like mech Batman armor.
Oh, that shit was so good.
Yeah.
Well, we got that, and we get him, the creepy dude, getting fucking half injected.
Yeah.
And he turns into like nightmare fuel. Like that was, I think legitimately that was like the most disturbing thing out of this batch.
Oh yeah. It's fucked up.
Like, it's so fucked, dude. And then at the end, like, he's just like that.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's just eating fucking mashed
getting
food,
fed.
just poured down a funnel.
Through a funnel.
Shit was wild. It was fucked.
It's so funny that, like, this show got made because, like, the network thought that maybe it would be more kid friendly with our new younger Batman, and they just didn't have it in them. They didn't have it in them.
Like, I just can't. I can't.
It just made it even darker,
dude. Yeah.
It's so funny. Like because the network like wanted Terry's brother to like become Robin or something, which never happens.
Yes.
It's like something.
There's like so much shit.
We got the Mr. Freeze episode.
Yeah, I was like, did I forget stuff? It feel like does that comeback make sense? And I'm just not remembering right, or are they just like, fuck it, they got his head?
The last we saw him, his head had just like escaped because like he had blown up in a big ice thing, but you see a shot of his suit and his head is missing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that it just it's been long enough that it left my brain.
Yeah.
The Dr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze part of my brain is like fully encompassed by that first episode, admittedly.
I mean, that's fair. Heart of Ice is like one of the best.
That's
if
the
not
one.
the best.
Shit's very good.
I love how like that fucking doctor is like so willing to just fucking try and kill him.
Oh, dude.
And he like smashes through that plate glass window and he looks so fucking mad.
Dude, like that shit was so good.
And he murders her so fucking hard. She's just like a fucking... It's just like a thing of ice like coming out in all directions from where she was.
Yeah. Dude, there's like people die in this series.
It's true.
Like they're definitely fucked.
Batman might not kill people, but Terry will. Terry doesn't have a problem.
Yeah.
That guy in the fucking second episode, in that sub, that dude is dead.
No, there's a lot of like, well, you know, sometimes collateral damage happens. Look, it only counts if he's killing them intentionally and directly.
What if Batman gets in my way? Kill him.
I think my only thing with that episode is I wish Bruce Wayne was like a little more understanding. But I guess at that point he'd probably dealt with enough other shit that he's like, maybe he's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because for that whole episode, he's very like, yeah, you trust him, but we'll see.
Oh, the Mr. Freeze one?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Terry ends up being right. They needed to give Terry a win. It's more about getting Terry over than in that was like why Bruce is wrong there, I think, writing wise.
Sure. I could see that. I mean, Bruce is getting a lot of W's in this chunk. Like the contrast in how they approach like being Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just how, I mean, not that he doesn't have an interest in it, but like Bruce is a fucking like detective.
Yeah.
Like he's making connections, he's looking shit up, he's doing the research. He has his microscope or whatever. Like he's doing shit. And Terry is like fucking not that way. And he doesn't have to be.
Yo, you order
Bruce
a
is
pizza?
doing the work. Yeah. That was fucking great.
Terry's a fucking high school delinquent. He's doing his best.
The fact that he's in high school and we have high school shit going on, I'm actually surprised is not rougher for me. Like most of the shit's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind
that specifically episode 4, the Wally Watt episode is definitely the worst of it, but
yeah, no, but it's because it leans into it's just like how many tropes can we fit into one fucking episode?
Yeah. No,
Like,
that just the story's not good.
Even the sports one, right, where they're fucking juicing, like that's fine.
Yeah.
That I thought that was good. Also, like,
yeah, because the fact that it ties back into Bane means it doesn't get stuck in like the high school tropes of it.
Yeah.
The high school tropes are just like the setup that then lead you into the next thing.
Yeah, but even like those, I mean, on a personal level, like those particular tropes, I don't mind as much.
Sure.
if we're like elaborating on them, but the other one I just like it's been done too many times in front of my face.
Sure.
Also, the fucking like effects of the withdrawal from the slappers was like horrifying. Fucking
Good.
shaking and
Good anti-drug
pale.
episode.
Yeah, dude. You're taking those slappers. Mom, I'm not. Bruce Wayne has to like, here are the blood test results. She's like, you were telling the truth.
Look, we only got 25 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to introduce drama and then immediately resolve it.
Yeah.
That's how it has to happen sometimes.
Look, I'm not saying Terry doesn't deserve to get grounded, but like he just didn't deserve it for that.
Uh-huh.
There's probably always something else. There is a speaking also of the high school stuff, there's a thing that I'm curious to see what happens with, if anything happens with it. With our other Batman, we got a little bit of this, right? Like talking, like getting into Bruce Wayne's like kind of relationships or lack thereof or whatever, right? There a lot of people reference him being alone. Do also digression. We get the thing where like Barbara was his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Like that fucking bit was very funny.
That's the first time we get that. Yeah.
It's a little weird, but also like the presentation was hilarious.
In this context where she's also an old lady, it's like not a problem.
Yeah, but like you rewind the clock and it's like, what?
Yeah, no. You rewind the clock and you're like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But
like the bit I forget what episode it is, but when Bruce Wayne's like, let me tell you about a woman named Selina Kyle. Kyle, right? Selina Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Like that shit's great. But it made me wonder like what's gonna happen with Dana. Cause, you know, being a
She's
vigilante,
just a normal high school.
yeah,
girl.
but like that doesn't seem very feasible.
Yeah.
That doesn't. At this point, I've read, I would say, more comics and watch more superhero things than like the average person on Earth, statistically. When you have a normie girlfriend or boyfriend and they don't know about your shit, it seems like it rarely goes well, especially when you're not like because you're just lying to them.
It's true.
I'm wondering how it's gonna pan out, because she already got like annoyed with him, but then they were kind of like made it seem like it was over, but then they were kind of fine like in the next episode or whatever.
It was really just so he could have that romance with that other girl for that one episode.
Well, yeah.
Had to make that plot work.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, when I was 12, I was all about it.
Do you like, are those established characters, or are they new to the show?
Who, the Royal Flush Gang? Or
Yeah.
just like much.
Oh, okay.
Royal Flush Gang first appeared in 1966.
Because one of the things that like,
but like this version of them is obviously different.
yeah, I imagine, yeah.
But just like generic playing card villains, yeah, they've just been around.
Sure.
And
like
they've teamed up with the Joker occasionally, because of course.
Okay.
Theming. I would not call them A-list.
Yeah. Well, because I was wondering, because in that episode, Bruce said like he'd fought them before, and like you gave kind of like
Uh-huh.
the background, right? About like,
Yeah.
oh, they just like the gang is the same, but like the members shift out as the
Yeah.
family dies and whatever. Which is like, I like that concept. It was just weird having to be like, yeah, I know these guys. Which in theory, like, yeah, he was still doing Batman long after the other show ended. I'm sure new psychopaths turned up.
Uh-huh. They actually they follow through on that because they're in Justice League.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. The connections.
We do
the connections
get
I
to
need.
close the loop on him having encountered them before there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Just looking at what episodes to talk about.
We had our Fantastic Four episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What is it? The Terrific Trio.
Uh-huh. They sort of combine they make the Thing a molten
Magma
man, and also he's like the main dude. Because why not? The more interesting character.
Yeah. I thought that
It's fine. It's actually not my favorite, but I love it just as an idea to go like, well, yeah, this is our Batman is Spider-Man. Let's do the Fantastic Four, but do them as Batman villains, where they're tragic
yeah.
and dying.
Yeah. I honestly thought the way that episode was going to go was that Magma just becomes like the full villain.
Uh-huh.
Like as soon as we got like the bits where like, oh, people hate looking at me or whatever. I'm like, this dude's going to crack. He's going to crack like the cracks on his body.
Yeah, it didn't really go that way.
Yeah, they just had like the one little fight about her or whatever.
Yeah, they kind of run out of time.
Yeah, I was
honestly.
sort of thinking about that.
It feels really rushed by the end.
I thought the what was the dude's name? Oh, literally just Spellbinder. That episode was pretty solid. Though that like I mean that's the one where we get the no, that's not the one where we get Bruce Wayne talking about who he refers to himself in his head. That's Shriek.
No, that's Shriek.
I mean, either kind of similar stuff with like the mind fuck shenanigans going on.
Shenanigans, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Those are both shenanigan episodes.
They're
They're boring dudes that have really cool costume designs. I would say about both those characters also.
Shriek looks like. Is Shriek a My Adventures with Superman villain? Because he fucking looks like it. Like it's the same exact shit. Is it not?
Well, he's a Ben 10 villain. Because he's run by what's his face? Glenn Murakami or whatever. He was designed by, or designed the suit. I think the dude with his shitty goatee was drawn by someone else.
Hey, I like that dude. He's just a guy.
He was just a sound engineer that wound up having to try and murder people and
See,
trick someone to thinking they're crazy and try to get him to jump out a window. You know, just a normal guy.
just a guy. I mean, I thought Spellbinder was a much funnier villain. Just because, like, again, the pettiness. I spend all day helping you little fucks And for what? Give me your parents' riches, asshole.
It's true.
Ridiculous.
If you're so poor, how did you build a fucking flying?
Yeah,
orb?
dude. Like, he has all this shit.
The eternal question of Batman supervillains.
I like how it's also more than just like, oh, it's not a visual hallucination and you're going along. Like the safari thing with the girl, that seems like it's a visual hallucination, but she thinks she's in, like, I don't know, virtual reality or something, and she's just going along with it, right? But like, Terry knows that there's a guy with this ability out there and that's his enemy. And then he gets put into a thing and he's immediately like, I'm in a shopping mall. It's deal time, baby. So like, presumably it fucks up your mind too.
Yeah, it's like, it's not just like this is in front of you. It's like this is what your brain is experiencing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you don't really get to control it.
Yeah. So it just like wonked up my expectations for what it did to people.
Yeah, it's the future. It's hallucination text.
Yeah.
Much stronger.
Oh,
it's
dude,
like
you just get
it's like the Mad Hatter plus Scarecrow gas or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, being able to just like skip any of that shit by being like, it's the future, dude. Like, it's so good.
It's the future. That's why our microchips and cell phones are so big.
Still don't have flying cars. Shit's disappointing. No hover bikes, no flying cars. Ugh.
Well, I do like in the show where like flying cars exist, but they're not fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like most cars are still fucking on the road.
Oh, I probably talked about it when we watched the first 2 episodes way back when, but the fucking bike designs are sick.
Man,
I'm such a slut for rimless tires, even though they're like terrible practically, but they look so, like, it's such a fucking cool design.
Yeah.
Need my cyberpunk bikes.
Did you notice the trick of Bruce Wayne's like limo car that he drives around in, where it's the Batmobile upside down?
No, I didn't. Yo, what? Can we get a picture? Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne car. Can Google hook me up? Oh shit, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's very funny. I love that. I did not fucking notice that at all.
It's such a good bit.
That's so good. Holy shit. I don't like the jet as much.
The like actual Batmobile.
Is that just the Batmobile? Like the
Flying car? Yeah.
car is such a strong word for what it looks like. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
it's the Batmobile for the show.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
So disappointed.
That's fine, I guess. I don't want a good Batmobile anyway.
Look, you got a upside down Batmobile car.
Yeah, that's apparently as good as it gets.
I don't know. I actually really like this design, but I'm like,
I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's like lacking something.
I just think it's sick. I really like the cockpit interior shots too with all the red light.
That's very good. Yes.
There's one shot where they open it and Ace, we should talk about, is in it, and he's half in red and half in regular lighting. And I was listening to a commentary track. He's like, "Yeah, we had to do that by hand. That was a complete pain in the ass."
God damn, dude.
Because the show is still animated on, is still cell animation.
Mm-hmm.
Even the intro is not CG.
Damn.
There are parts that look like they're CG, and those are physical models. There's the shot of Batman that spins around, and there's there was a little Batman toy figure that he spun on a Lazy Susan.
Unbelievable. That's
and there's
crazy.
A Bruce Wayne that in it that was also a model. If you had asked me as a kid, I thought that was CG.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's very funny. Nope.
Wild.
Yeah. Just to say, the show fucking aged it looks fucking great.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's great looking. Very distinct still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole different color palette from Batman and Superman.
Oh, totally.
Have a third palette.
That was the first.
The fact that they,
noticed.
God, the fact that they just made this show while those other two shows were still going on.
That's insane to me. That's actually
no. This show
crazy.
had no. This show had no runway. They just hit the ground running, making it. They did not have time to really stop and think about it. They just had to make it.
That's so much at once.
No, it's crazy. Which makes it the more impressive to me that this show came together, because it's such a wild idea, but it just fucking hits. Because let me tell you, there are some versions of this where you take the thing and then you take it to space or whatever, and that do not hit.
Yeah. No, it
can go bad.
I mean, I was gonna say aging up your protagonist, but you're not even aging up your protagonist. You're aging him out of being the protagonist and then introducing a new one.
Mm-hmm.
That's bold enough.
Yeah.
Blake, it fucking worked.
Teen Batman. It should not work this well. Honestly.
Well,
when you just say it on paper.
I mean, I think it just helps so much that Bruce is still there, doing shit all the time.
No, the fact that that opening, whatever trepidation I might have had, that first episode, I'm like, oh, that's all gone. You guys, you're too fucking smart. This ending for Bruce is too fucking brutal and amazing. I'm fine with him having quit. I get it. I'm here with the story. And then Terry's really good.
Yeah. I love his fucking cover also. He's my errand boy. I mean, I know he says gopher, but just the fact that to everyone else in Terry's life, they're like, man, he has you working so hard. But his official title is just go get me shit.
Uh-huh. Yep.
He's not qualified to do anything else, so everyone thinks Bruce Wayne is just an old curmudgeon-y billionaire who's go to the fucking store. at 3 a.m. or whatever.
Uh-huh. Look, he's an old weirdo.
So good.
Yep.
I'm like stoked to do more. Like I'm fucking ready.
Mm-hmm. Well, the plan for the next set is to do like twice as many episodes for the next podcast.
Easy.
To get into the new formula for the show. Now that our initial story has been wrapped up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking fucking forward to it. It's a perfect thing to watch while, like, eating food.
Hell yeah, true.
Like, this is serial television. Unfortunately, I don't have any good cereal here. Kind of sad.
Tragic.
Yeah, they I mean, there's like, I don't know how it's pronounced actually. I don't know. Does the word muesli mean anything to you? Or perhaps muesli? Nope. Muesli. It's like it's like the Eastern European equivalent of cereal. That's really just more oats, grains, raisins, whatever. It's like the basic shit.
Yeah.
The fun cereals, like Kellogg's type stuff, they have actual standards over here, so there's not as much preservatives and other chemicals in the cereal, which sounds great, but what it actually means in a practical sense is that it becomes soggy in like 4 seconds after hitting milk. And that's no good. You're going in for your second bite and it's already like limp. No.
Yeah. Just gotta inhale it.
You need to like
you
gotta decimate every bowl.
You pour the cereal directly from the bag into your mouth.
And then
you pour the milk into your mouth. So you're right there at the moment of it's dissemination or whatever.
You didn't have to phrase it like that. No. It was so needless. Oh, you ruined it. You ruined the whole thing.
Never eat again.
Never eat again. God damn it. Dude, you're inseminating the hell out of that pizza. Disgusting. It's all awful.
I'm just looking over what we didn't talk about. Curare. We didn't talk about
Curare. Yeah. I assume like, I don't know. Her face is probably fucked up.
Probably.
I mean, Terry, look.
She is blue.
Who whatever. Racist. As if being blue is unattractive. Get out of here.
I mean, there's stuff going on with her.
Yeah, maybe she has a full body tattoo. I don't know her story. I just know she has that
she's a
sword.
She's an assassin.
Yeah, that's not
She's
a
got
story. That's a
sick
job.
sword. That's true. She tries to kill that guy and does not kill that guy.
Oh, dude, the ending to that was so good. Like, she fucking failed, and Terry's like, but she's out there. Isn't she going to be an issue? And Bruce is like, she has bigger problems.
Well, I like that none of them has ever failed. So like now one of them has failed, and now like their whole thing has collapsed because now everyone in the organization has to hunt Kurare.
Dude, they're probably so hyped though. Like,
But she was the best of them.
that's probably why they're so hyped. Now somebody else
they're
gets
gonna
to be
have
the
way
best.
more failures. Failure rate's gonna fucking. I'm just saying, the failure rate's gonna skyrocket.
You can't possibly say that without knowing how. Like, maybe the second best dude. Like, he's saying she's their best, but like by what margin? Some poor bastard in second place is sitting here like 0.02% behind her, getting fucked on a technicality.
Mm-hmm. He's getting destroyed at Harfuda. just annihilated. But he's the second best.
I hope you dream about it tonight.
That joke was just for me.
No, I'll let the audience in on it. I whooped Hank's ass at Hanafuda. Like, I decimated him.
It's true.
And then he said it at 12 rounds.
Look, sometimes you just have to do the thing.
You tapped out so fast.
What? You tapped out? I kept playing. I didn't quit.
For like 5 games or 6 or whatever it was.
Oh, you wanted to keep going?
I mean, I wanted to see if you could get to the point where it was even. Unlike you rinsing me 100 sets in a row or 100 matches in a row in Street Fighter 6, in theory, it would have evened out at some point. Because it's not even like, it's just game feel. It's just sense of what you should be doing, you know? For me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I played against anybody who actually played, I would be decimated. I'd be dust. Because I'm sure there's strategy. I just don't know what it is.
I think the thing that frustrates me is like the number of possible moves is not that big. So the fact that I kept getting crushed just felt, I was just like, what am I?
I told you, be lucky.
That's true.
Look, I don't want to
Some of it was just luck.
I don't want to brag, but I did a test to see where you flip a coin, right? Because you flip the coin, it's 50-50. Now, I'm a tails guy. I prefer tails because if you look at like an American quarter, just your standard non-specialty American quarter, I always found the tails side to be cooler. It's an eagle. It's an eagle holding shit. Like, it's just cooler to look at. It's
not always an eagle.
Not always, but like, motherfucker, standard. God damn it. It's an eagle. Whatever. It's cooler. And fine, it's more interesting. On one side, you have like a head, and that's boring because it's not my head. And on the other side, you have something that is different than a head, and that's better. Anyway, I preferred tails. When I did this test, 100 coin flips, I told Anya, I'm a lucky bitch. I'm going to get more tails than heads. I was calling 60-40. I actually only got 58 tails, but I'm still counting it.
Clearly your sample size wasn't large enough.
I don't feel like taking the time to flip a coin 500 times, though I can't say I'm fully opposed to the idea.
You just have to keep flipping it until it comes out 50%, and then it's a good reading.
I mean, like, when I get a streaming setup, I guess 1,000 coin flip stream will be a thing to throw on the list.
Oh, but then streamer's curse will fuck you up.
Oh, that doesn't affect my universal luck. Look, I visited Armenia and I thought it was pretty cool. And then I kind of wanted to, like, I was like, why can't we live in Armenia? And then a war started. I'm just saying,
you're gonna say that was your good luck, your good fortune.
No,
Was
I'm
that
saying
happening?
it. Look, it's my personal luck, but for many people, it's kind of a monkey's paw situation. Like one time, I really didn't want to go to school, and it was a particularly bad case of not wanting to go to school. There was a bomb threat. So be careful if you make me wish for things.
Anyway. The important thing is you're not psychotic. Please tell me you have a more convincing reason.
It's fine. It's all fine.
Also, when the voices were trying to get Bruce to jump out the window, apparently they weren't allowed to actually tell him to jump.
That makes sense. Like that doesn't
in this
surprise
show
me.
for 10-year-olds. Maybe don't have Batman be told to fucking jump out a window.
Yeah, you know. Man, now all I can think about is like the version where they are allowed to do it, but it's just like a fucking meme. It's like, jump. Do it. Come on. Yeah.
Like being negged into jumping.
Yeah. You know, like that is completely and totally not something you're interested in, but someone's like, come on. Like, damn. Kind of making sense.
What are you, a little bitch? Fucking coach.
Anything to win. See, they were treading, they were on thin ice. Because I hate I've always hated high school sports.
Uh-huh.
Not as a concept, but I think it's mostly because like everybody gets way too into it. Mostly the parents, which is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So like they were on thin ice. But they kept like we didn't get a ton. It's not like it was like I think if it was coach centric and there was more of it, that would have been rough.
Yeah.
But like
the fact that like Bane's nurse, Bane, is not a great villain. At the end of the day, like that, it was a good idea.
It was,
but
a little
also
weak.
that dude was pretty weak as a villain.
He was, yeah. I mean, just kind of boring.
Yep.
I think the way that he went out was like interesting. Like just falling into a bunch of slappers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, also gross.
Yeah, bad.
He got too beefy.
Don't do that.
Too beefy, too fast.
Don't do that. But like, it's not as good as the fucking Bane scene in Batman the Animated Series where Batman cuts the fucking tube.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, that's the thing. Like a lot of this is just
that.
Not as good as the Batman animated series. True.
Because nothing will ever be. So
I don't. Yeah, I'm curious to see if there'll be anything that like strikes a high point. That's higher than like I don't expect it to be higher than all of that, but like something that's high enough up to make it into like the top percentage or whatever for me.
We shall see.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally possible, dude. Like completely possible. Just because like stuff is so wide open conceptually.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There's a part of me that does think maybe we've already seen the best of this particular show, Batman Beyond, and these. I don't know if it gets better. But there are elements to what comes next that I really like.
Sure.
There's one character in particular we're gonna get introduced to that I like a lot.
Plant girl?
No.
Buff girl?
No.
Blue haired girl?
Not blue.
It's not blue. What color?
I think it's purple.
What shade of purple?
Like a dark purple.
We'll see. It's on the cooler side of the color palette, so that's good. That's good.
I guess like it's hard to tell in some of this lighting. I think it's purple. It's looking a little more magenta just in the lighting on some of these shots, I think. But I think it's purple.
We'll see, I guess.
Because the color palette can be a kind of weird
Oh,
in certain spots
yeah,
in the
dude.
show. Like the back cave's all purple.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
SaltCirclePodcast, gmail.com. SaltCirclePod on Twitter, anchor.fm/SaltCircle. YouTube at SaltCircle. And I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I forgot to mention the theme doesn't like stick in my head as much. It's not as juicy.
Sure.
Probably because it's not just a micronism of a Batman episode.
Yeah, it doesn't have like its own plot to it.
Yeah. It doesn't end with him standing on a building in that same way.
But I don't know. It definitely, compared to like the super generic openings where they had for like the Adventures of Batman and Robin, or the new stuff where they were just like using clips from the show.
Oh,
not making original stuff for those openings.
Yeah, those are much weaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, then this was storyboarded. This opening was storyboarded by Darwin Cook, who did New Frontier.
Nice.
Fun fact.